I don't think so.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my new iteration of my Be Like Raiden build. Yes, the God of Thunder has come to last Epoch. As always, we will look at gameplay, skills, passives, gear, and of course break down the character sheet. Everything is timestamped in the description below if you need to bounce around. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some gameplay. Now the skills I'm going to be using are Teleport, Elemental Nova, Flame Ward, Arcane Ascendance, and Lightning Blast. And for the beginning part of this run, I am only going to use Teleport and Elemental Nova so you can see what these two skills are capable of. And then we'll switch over to our main damage dealer, which is Arcane Ascendance in conjunction with Lightning Blast. Let's see what Raiden is capable of. So again, we're only going to use Elemental Nova and Teleport. Let me show you the modifiers for this empowered run.
I cannot see
that. You will see that obviously this hits in an AoE, and we are all lightning. Now when you cast Teleport, this is going to make 3 Elemental Novas. One at the beginning, one in the mid, and one at the end. All right, so we'll get them all together. And Nova, all dead. Okay, now we are going to switch over and start using Lightning Blast as well. Ready? Lightning Blast. Arcane Ascendancy with Lightning Blast. And it kind of reminds me of Archon mode from D3. You become very powerful, and you can only move through Teleport.
I cannot.
Run done. Let's do another one. And we're off. So now let's play an Arena Echo so you can see what this is capable of with a lot of enemies. Now, I didn't say it on the first run, but as far as single target goes, that's when you're really going to use Arcane Ascendance with Lightning Blast. The way it works is the Lightning Blast, it took me a long time to figure out how to really get single target damage out of this build. And the idea is the closer you are to the enemy, the chains are going to come back and hit you. And when that happens, you are going to become stronger. That's why when I say when you're in Arcane Ascendance, you're this stance, I mean, you become extremely strong. It also will chain and hit your totem, because with this build, we're using Stormcarved Testament. And, you know, this obviously is not a minion build. That being said, what the totem will do is draw threat, and it will penetrate lightning. It'll do some good stuff for you.
I cannot do that.
Let's get back to the middle.
Fools. Fools.
Come and get me. Come on. Well, you can't get close. Good look at all that lightning. Okay, I'm gonna switch off Elemental Nova and go Lightning Blast.
I cannot do that.
Now we're just Lightning Blast. Anyone else? Give me all that gold. Let's fight the Shade of Oribus. All right, empowered Shade of Oribus, modifiers on the right. We're gonna use Arcane Ascendance and Lightning Blast since this is single target. Let's see who we got, and we've got Lightning. All right, let's see if you can do Lightning better. Now with Lightning Blast, again, you want to be kind of close to the target so you get those chains back and you will do more damage. I will explain that in the skill system. Ooh, almost got me.
I cannot.
All right, almost quarter life.
I cannot.
Almost there. Go for it. Let me show you how to recreate this build. So now let's break down the skills, starting with Elemental Nova. I absolutely love this skill. That's why on the first gameplay, I wanted to show you what it was capable of with just using Elemental Nova. You want 1 into Lightning Nova, 5 into Spark Charges, 5 into Overcharge, 3 into Ascended Current, 3 into Elemental Expanse, and 3 into Charge Destruction. Little change that we've made is I want to make sure that every single time I use Elemental Nova, it crits. So we actually moved the ward on kill over to base crit. It works a lot better, and a lot of times you actually aren't doing the final blow kill with Elemental Nova. You're doing that with Lightning Blast, so I like running the skill this way. Moving over to Flame Ward, this skill has not changed. In its current iteration, I feel like is absolutely perfect. You want 3 into Dilation, 5 into Stalwart Defense, 5 into Barrier, 3 into Desperate Defense, 1 into Astonish, 2 into Fuel the Flames, and 1 into Dual Aegis. Now on here, I never click it. And through all the gameplay that you just saw, I never actually triggered this because of this skill right here. Cast Flame Ward when stunned. So when I get hit and I'm stunned, it auto triggers, and it can do that twice. So anytime you take a big hit, which happens all the time, you never have to worry about it. It's basically having it on auto cast. All right, moving over to Teleport. Great movement skill, gives you some defenses and offense. You want 5 into Ether Barrier, 4 into Elemental Affinity, 1 into Elemental Dawn, 1 into Elemental Dusk, 1 into Elemental Midnight. This makes it where you are using your Elemental Nova at the beginning, middle, and end. You also want 3 into Out of Body, 4 into Stable Bubble, and 1 into Out of Mind. This makes it for when you use Teleport, you also get a Burst of Ward. So it's a movement skill, which obviously helps you stay alive. It's also going to kill things with Elemental Nova, and it's also going to help you stay alive with that Burst of Ward. Moving over to Arcane Ascendance. This is our Archon mode from D3. You want 5 into Higher Plane, 4 into Power Overload, 1 into Unstable Energy, 1 into Superconductor, 3 into Closed Circuit, 3 into Power Sprint, 1 into Acuity, and 3 into Cunning. Now, right now I have 22 points into this because of my chest plate. If you are using just 20 points, which is totally fine, make Power Overload 4 and make Higher Plane 4. Last but not least, our main damage dealer, Lightning Blast. Now I'm going to show off the left part last. You want 2 into Front Loaded, 4 into Overcharge, 1 into Hypercharge, 3 into Cloud Answer, 5 into Mortal Capacitor, 1 into Final Spark, and then over here you want 4 into Arcing Power, 1 into Closed Circuit, and 1 into Surging Influence. Now here's how it goes. Maximum amount of chains you can have is 4, and on here the chains now also chain to allies, which is you. So it'll chain to you and it will chain to your totem. And every single time that thing chains and hits you, you are going to be stronger and your crit rate is going to go higher. And I will show you this at the training dummy later. That is the skills. So now let's check out the passives for this build. Our Sorcerer is level 96. Raiden is starting to get up there. You want 2 points into Scholar, 8 points into Arcanist, 5 points into Mage Flurry, and 10 into Knowledge of Destruction. This is going to give you some attack speed, some resistance, intelligence, and a big boost to crit multiplier. Now, we used to take this top line up here, which did give us a bunch of ward, but I felt like how many points we were putting into it just isn't worth it. So I've switched around the passives a lot. Nothing in Spellblade, no Rune Master right now, so now we are moving over to Sorcerer, which has 84 points put into it. And this is a very, very straightforward tree. The top is normally fire, the middle is cold, and the bottom is lightning. So you will see that we obviously went the bottom route. 8 into Brainstorm, 5 into Arcane Momentum, 10 into Wisdom, 8 into Mancer, 5 into Rift Bolt, 8 into Crackling Precision, 5 into Arcane Obliteration, 5 into Distant Spark, 5 into Arcane Current, 5 into Archmage. This is absolutely huge because it's going to be tripled if you have over 200 mana. That is 15 to adaptive spell damage. Up here, you want 5 into Spellbringer, another 5 adaptive spell damage, 4 into Recollection. That's going to make it where you can use Teleport more often. And then this is also a newcomer. We now have 10 into Arcane Insight, which is going to give us more intelligence, and it's going to give us elemental damage and ward. And then this 1 point, I just put it in there because I literally just leveled up. Elixir of Knowledge. This makes it with when you use a potion, your intelligence number gives you a ward boost as well. So this is my new tree. I like it better this way. I will say, okay, you're going to be doing a lot more damage, but you do become more glass cannon-y, okay? So if you start feeling yourself dying or not being able to survive some of these fights based upon your gear, you can definitely pull back these 11 points up here. You could pull out these 5 from Arcane Current, and you could move them back over to the top line up here to get some ward if you are struggling with survivability, okay? That is the passives. Moving over to everyone's favorite gear, starting with idols. Now, before I go through my idols, I just want to say, in the description again, is the advanced build planner and advanced loot filter. So in that build planner is going to show you true end game gear. Like I could snap my fingers and make it happen. You will find it there. So if you're hunting for certain items, check the advanced build planner. But I always like showing you what I am currently using so you can match that to the gameplay earlier. So for idols, you will see on here, increase elemental nova, lightning damage, lightning damage, lightning damage, lightning damage. Now the sweet spot for mana is having 300, because as long as you are over 300, your idols are going to double. So this 23, 37, 31, 21, and obviously they can roll much higher than that. This one's 27, this one's 40. It takes me from 100 lightning damage, or I guess like 112 to 240 just from my idols. On top of that, if you don't want to go this route, or maybe you don't have the mana, or maybe you just haven't found any, you can also find huge idols that have base spell lightning damage on it. And if you could find a great huge idol, it might even be better than these from a damage output standpoint. I've literally only found this one, and it rolled pretty good. It can roll as high as 80 and 4, and it rolled with 52 and 3. So maybe if I had more of these, I would test it out, but lots of options when it comes to lightning in idols. On top of that, you also have large, which also has base spell lightning on it as well, okay? Those are the idols. When it comes to this build, as far as sets or uniques or legendaries, nothing is required, okay? There's obviously always best in slot, but it's not like this build doesn't work if you don't have this. I will take you through them one by one, starting with Helmet. This is where I get my Lightning Blast and health. Amulet, Mana Regen, Crit Multiplier. Offhand, Crit Multiplier. Armor, Arcane Ascendance, health, health, health. Weapon, got a claim, and this rolled with the T7 cast speed. Ring, lightning damage, spell damage. Belt, lightning damage, mana. Ring, I'm actually using Julra's ring, and it's because your spell damage, it is doubled after you use a movement skill, and obviously we're using teleport all the time. So this is giving me 128% to spell damage, and I got a mana regen on it. Relic. Boots. And gloves. That is the gear. Now let's check out the character sheet for Raiden. Again, level 96. Intelligence, we have 51 points. Vitality, 31. Movement speed 28, but a lot of the times we are going to be teleporting around for movement. As far as resistances, lightning, physical, necrotic are all maxed. Fire's almost there, cold's almost there. Poison and void definitely needs a little bit. I need to move some of this necrotic over to void, and then we just need to get an item that falls with poison. You could also switch out Julra's ring if you need some resistances or added health. That is not a required item in slot. When you come down to damage, spell critical strike chance is 23%, which is a great number, but I'm going to show you what that's capable of in a second. Critical strike multiplier 297, and over here, increased lightning damage 503. Now check this out. Now we're going to head over to the training dummy. We're right here. Keep an eye on these numbers, all right? Actually, all the numbers. Keep an eye on all the numbers. You ready for this? I'm just gonna start hitting the training dummy. Okay. So as you can see, my spell critical strike chance is in the 80s. Critical strike multiplier still hangs at 297, and the damage on the right, lightning, is now up to 764. But what happens when we hit Arcane Ascendance? Damage is now almost 900 on lightning, and spell critical strike chance went up to 80%. So again, when you are in Arcane Ascendance, it is Archon mode. I mean, you're literally just destroying because of this one node in Lightning Blast closed circuit, okay? And something that I probably should have explained earlier, something new that I've done for this build, is gone up here and taken Spark Charge. So Spark Charge explodes after 1 second, dealing lightning damage to nearby enemies. Spark Charge automatically detonate when enemies they are attached to dies. And as you can see, scaling for Spark Charge is Lightning, Spell, and Intelligence. Well, up here, Final Spark, if Lightning Blast hits an enemy already affected by Spark Charge, the Spark Charge explodes, dealing lightning damage. And as we know, we are going to be chaining Lightning Blast like crazy. So not only are you critting, not only are you doing all this lightning damage, you are also exploding Spark Charge on the enemy over and over and over and over again. And down here you get a 200% effect to it. Really great skill, adds a lot of damage to it. Last but not least, let's talk about leveling up Raiden. How do you take this build from level 1 all the way to end game? It is extremely easy, and it's a build you can literally start on level 1. Let me show you. You will see in the Mage class, Lightning Blast, Elemental Nova, Teleport, and Flame Ward. 4 of the 5 skills are in the Mage class. The only one that only Sorcerer gets is Arcane Ascendance, which is a really, really important skill. So the first thing you want to take is a Lightning Blast. And inside of Lightning Blast, I would just go down this route first, okay? I would take Front Loaded, Overcharge, and Hypercharge, and then go to the right. Lastly, take these 3, all right? In Elemental Nova, immediately go straight down the middle. Take Current, take Overcharge, take Spark Charge, all right? And then go up. Inside of Teleport, go down, and then immediately up, taking Elemental Nova, all right? And then last but not least, for Flame Ward, this would be the 4th skill I would choose. I would go up, down, here. So I'd first go Stalwart Defense, then I'd go to Barrier, then I would go to Dilation, and then I would start taking all the up nodes. That is how you would level this build. And obviously you can go over to Last Epoch tools, and I would either use one-handed wands or two-handed staffs. And as you level, just continuously upgrade those from level 10 to level 15 to level 20 and get as much lightning damage as possible, unless you already have a stash of goodies to use. I know not everybody has that, but that is how I would level this, and you will literally fly through the campaign. It is one of the easiest builds to level because of Elemental Nova with Teleport. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my new and improved Raiden, the God of Lightning and Thunder build guide? Is there anything I missed? Is there something I could do to take this to the next level? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. 2 asks at the end of this video. Ask number 1, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it, but of course, only if you think I deserve it. Right now, I'm making 1 to 2 YouTube videos a day, streaming 3 days a week, putting in the work, and I'm hoping you are enjoying it. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 45 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. We have a weekly blog post, weekly podcast, access to the VIP lounge in the Discord, special title, access to me if you have any questions or you want to chat. On top of that, depending on where you sign up at, you get other goodies. First link in the description. And also in the description is over 18 viable build guides for 085. So if you don't like Raiden, maybe there's something else for you. That's all I've got. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.